All right, pleasant good evening to us here in the class of SteelE. Today is Monday, the 22nd of November, 2021. We want to welcome you to this evening's class. I want to acknowledge the person of His Excellency, Dr. Donald Ewers, who normally would be responsible for our Monday sessions in the class of SteelE, but this evening he has given way to Dr. Charles ONYECHI, who is going to be sharing this evening's subject with us. I want to acknowledge the person of His Excellency Architect Olukoya Olusogun Olukoya, and also Adiola Olukoya, Her Excellency, Chuka Emeka, and also Zionist, Georgina Zionist out of the United Kingdom, and those who are joining us on our YouTube channel, also on Facebook and our LinkedIn profiles. You're very welcome to this evening's class. Without any further ado, let us jump straight into this evening's session with Dr. Charles ONYECHI. Dr. Charles, please unmute yourself and the class is in your hands.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. It gives me pleasure to be with you this evening. I must give a special thanks to His Excellency Dr. Michael SteelE, who accorded me this platform to share with you this evening. And also I bless God for Dr. Ewers, who has been encouraging me in this class. I thank you, Your Excellencies, Adiola Olukoya, Architect Olukoya, Olusegun, also Chukwuemeka, thank you, and Zionist, Amaka Kure. I bless God for every one of you this evening to share with us in this subject, setting visions and goals. Like Dr. Ewers always said, that life is a journey. And if life is a journey, then goals and vision is a vehicle with which we drive through the journey of life. If we must reach our destination, then vision is inevitable. A fellow I respect so much once said, and that is Dr. David Oyedepo. He once said that a man without vision is a calamity going somewhere to happen. Of course, if you don't have vision, you won't have idea where you are going. If you have no vision, you will have no place to go. And if you have no place to go, you will have nothing to achieve. And if you have nothing to achieve, you will have no life to live. Because life cannot be lived in nothing. So what are we talking about this vision? We have several definitions of vision, but I'm going to talk only on two definitions this evening. One defines vision as the ability to think, plan, the ability to think or plan future with imagination, wisdom, and understanding. And then another definition as well sees vision as a mental image of what the future will or could be like. If we come with this term that a visionless man is equal to calamity going somewhere to happen, it then means that without vision in your life, you might be living a calamitous life without anywhere to go and anywhere to end. One thing I want us to understand this evening is that if this is the matter, if you check the synonyms of vision, it has something to do with imagination, creativity, creative power, inventiveness, innovation, perceptiveness, foresight, insight, discernment. If vision is a mental work, that leads us to what I believe and a story I had concerning one patriarch in Nigeria called Pa Okongu. This man, during the colonial era, he figured out that soon the colonial master will be leaving the country. So he began to create a vision for him and his children and his children's children that is coming. So he went to a headmaster in a school. By that time, they had only one primary school. And he told the headmaster and said, the colonial masters will leave very soon. I want you to give me the nugget, how I can raise my children so that when these guys leave, they will hand over power to my children. And then the man told him that the only thing you can do is to get your children well educated, because they will only hand over power to the educated ones. Then the man went back home and started laboring, sent all his children to school. This man created this vision, and it comes to the fact that we will understand that you can create your vision yourself, or somebody can as well help you and give you a clue to vision. And one thing about vision is that vision is something that can be a short term or a long term. This man had a vision to create a situation whereby his family will be in the echelon of power and the allied group. So, and another thing is that he went and consulted somebody he knew that could give him clue on how to organize and arrange this vision and see this vision to become fruitful. Then, in the end, after the man has died, his children went to school. One of his children became an ambassador, another one minister for finance, and they occupied various offices in the echelon of power, thanks to the vision of this man. So, what is vision? Or you ask yourself, what is my vision? Your vision is your most important mental picture. It can also be a set of dreams, long-term goals. A vision defines the optimal desire of your future state. It tells of what you will like to achieve over a long term or short time. Vision can be your personal or organizational internal purpose of existence. And then I want to come straight to setting visions. Before you set visions, you have to consider these points I am trying to make right now. Number one, you must work to resolve all wounds. If you have an issue, or maybe you have got a vision that crashed sometime, you cannot move forward when you are still nursing that one. So what you need to do is let go. You tell yourself, I can always start afresh. Remember, it requires a mental attitude. And if you are not mentally developed, you will find it difficult to incubate or be pregnant and deliver vision. So you have to set your psyche aright and then let go. Then, secondly, number two, you have to understand that it is not all about yourself. Like this man I mentioned of, that brought up vision, that really set up his family to the echelons of power. It was not because of him, though he will answer name as a patriarch, because in the end, a well-known secondary school was named after him, Okongu Memorial Grammar School. But after he is long gone, the vision he set in place was able to propel his children, and they keep on running in the vision. So you should know that it is not all about yourself, that if you set your vision and your goals are right, that others will benefit. And in the end, that this world will be a better place for everybody. The vision you set up in Africa can go a long way to help somebody in Europe, in Asia, in America, Oceania, and all over the whole world. For instance, we talked about people that invented various things. They sat down and challenged themselves and think about it. Nowadays, we are enjoying most of the things that was born out of somebody else's vision. Number three, for you to set your vision, you have to explore your passion and talent. I think your passion and your talent is a clue to your vision. If you are able to uphold your talent and passion, and then you plan how to make it work out for you and for humanity in general, and think by this, you will be working towards putting vision across. Then you can't tell me that you have passion in mathematics, and then suddenly you want to pursue vision in biology. What you have passion in is what you will do better in, because all your subconscious mind releases you to do things at ease and achieve success without much struggle in the place you have your passion. And of course, we know what talent can do. Talent is that divine ability in you to do something extraordinarily, what ordinary person that is not as talented as you are cannot do. And then we talk about number four, spend time with people you admire that live and have like minds. And they are the people that are existing already in the vision where you want to be. For instance, I remember what happened the first time I came to class of SteelE. Dr. Michael Steele asked me, Dr. Charles, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Actually, the question wanted to throw me off balance, but I calmed myself down. I told him that there is this vision I've been nursing, and I've been searching for people of like minds that will reason the way I reason, and they are the people that are pursuing the type of vision I'm pursuing. So Dr. Ewers introduced me to class of SteelE, and we talked. After a long conversation, I discovered that the class of SteelE is actually where I will meet the people that have the same vision I have to make humanity achieve and love humanity and love one another and work for one another and work without selfishness to make the world a better place. When I was a little younger, I wrote a song. And the lyrics of that song says, I got a vision that I have a mission. I was not gonna let my head down till I fulfill this mission. For I am a mediator, a reconciliator. It was of a recent that I discovered that that little song I wrote maybe 20, 30 years ago was actually what I have been running on. I wrote the song down, though I never produced that music. But I discovered that I was running on the line of that lyrics of the song. So my good people, number 5, envision what you will like your life to be like. When you talk about vision, you will first of all sit down and have a mental calculation. There is a singer said that as far as you can see it, you will know it. And if you know it, you will live it. There is a saying concerning when Abraham had an encounter, and God said to him, look up to heaven. Look very far beyond. As far as you can see, you take possession. As far as you can see in your vision is the far you can get in life. And then when we begin to talk about this, you see that the vision will be a propelling force. If your vision is short-sighted, man, you won't get far. But if your vision is long-sighted, you will go very, very far in life. Then number 6, don't limit yourself. Environment can only delay a man of vision, but cannot stop him. That you have a black skin does not give you a black-gray matter. The same composition of the gray matter that was in Michael Faraday is the same that is working in Dr. Charles. The difference is sitting down and explore the energy that is within you, which is the power of imagination, creativity, being able to create. For those of us that believe in God, we know that God is a creator, and he created us in his image and likeness. If he's a creator and he created us in his image and likeness, Then there is that which is in us, which is the power of creativity. Like the Greek word says, ex nihilo, creating something from something that does not exist. You create your world. Check architects, for instance. He may not have seen the type of building he wants to put forward, but he sits down and begin to create. That reminds me one of the subjects we had in fine arts when we were in high school. It is called imaginative composition. You sit down and you begin to imagine, and before you know what is happening, you begin to put down what you imagine in writing, in drawing. And this power of imaginative composition is what is helping now in security. And that is what they call forensic artists. Somebody commits a crime, you take a close observation of the person, and the person disappears, and they call you to witness. A forensic artist is there, and you begin to describe. Before you know what is happening, the forensic artist gives you the picture of the guy that was on the run, or that the guy that is on the run. And you will tell yourself, how did he do it? It was the power of imaginative composition. Then number 7, get feedback and buy in from trusted sources. You see, the companies you keep and the people you surround yourself with is something that will affect your vision. If you move with visionless people, visionlessness is contagious. Before you know what is happening, you will begin to reason like them. And when you begin to reason like them, you will abort your visions. I remember when I discovered that I have this feeling of the ministry, healing and deliverance ministry. I began to search for materials that can give me the clue to where I want to be. I stumbled into the book of one Australian man, Sobrisky. He's actually a deliverance minister. And when I began to read his books, I discovered that the questions I had in my mind and obstacles I was facing was easily answered. So I believe by that I climbed on the shoulder of a successful person or experienced person, and I could not get that experience myself, but I was able to pass the test of experience because I was able to consult the book of an experienced person. Then I began to think about healing and all the things that surround healing. Then I began to inquire. And somebody recommended the books of John Austin. He was far away in the United States of America, and I was in Nigeria, Africa. But the materials I got from him answered every question. And before I know what is happening, every challenge I faced in the ministry, I will, because of the study I had, I create a mental image and I see myself handling them with ease. Then number 8, write down your vision. You can think about it all over and all over again, but without writing it down, you might miss some details when you want to do evaluation. And if you want to evaluate, it is the thing you write down that you can evaluate. And the essence of writing your vision down is that in case anything happens to you, somebody else can see the vision and run along the line and achieve what you could not achieve in your lifetime. And it could, the credit can as well be awarded to you posthumously. And while writing your vision down, you do elaborate writing, but you have to come and summarize it in what we call vision statement. Vision statement is a piece of writing where you summarize your vision and make it handy so that every time you gaze on it, it fires you on, you know that you have a direction and there is a place you are going. Then number 9, find accountability. Finding accountability is what we talk about mentorship. Somebody, share your vision with somebody you trust, and you know that that person is experienced, and that person will tell you the whole truth. If you are missing it, he will tell you the truth. If you are not missing it, he will encourage you. And this person will be calling you time and time again, say, Dr. Charles, what about that, your vision? What are you doing about it? And you say, I think I don't want to run along the vision line anymore. He will ask you why. You say, because this is the problem, this is the problem. Then he will encourage you and then challenge you. It will become checks and balances. Even while you want to ride reckless, he will call you to order. But before this thing will happen, you have to sell the vision to such a person the way he will understand. Then number 10, be flexible. Your vision will not be all about yourself and your secrecy. I don't want anybody to know about it until I explode. You have to know that there is what is called vision helpers. And without the work of vision helpers and encouragers, you can't go anywhere. Something happened concerning electricity. I researched and found out that several scientists worked on electricity. But Benjamin Franklin was actually credited as the one that invented electricity. Others worked. This man became flexible to the extent that he allowed a space for others to still come in and put value into his vision. Based on this, somebody like Michael Faraday, who wasn't even born when Benjamin Franklin took up the subject of electricity. He came and advanced electricity to such a magnificent level that he discovered and invented electromagnetic induction, electrolysis, and some other things he did with electricity. If Benjamin Franklin was not flexible and opened a place for others to come and walk in his vision, he may have died with him. Though this Michael Faraday was called the father of electricity because of various researches he did. And then based on still the work of this one, Alessandro Volta began to work on that electricity as well. And he invented electricity generation. Electricity was quite all right discovered, but if it cannot be generated, there won't be. It won't last. So this man worked on it. And then if I can go on and on again concerning other people that invented batteries, they climbed on the shoulder of the people and improved on their work. And their names are in the sound of history or sand of history, precisely. Then, number 11, search for conducive atmosphere and environment that will help you to carry the vision conception and carry it through. Of course, we know one wise man said that if you go to the graveyard, that graveyard is the richest place on the earth. That is where the richest visions are buried. Men that had visions that never came to fruition. They lost this vision and they could not carry it out. Maybe they may be hampered by environment. For instance, I remember there was one woman that I was told about in my village. If this woman has existed in a good environment and she was educated, you would have been hearing her name in the area of medicine, which is the area of obstetrics and gynecology. This woman was a native, what we call in advanced gynecologist, or what we simply call midwife. She was so much talented, she wasn't using supernatural power, but the power of knowledge that she could not keep in writing, because if those knowledges were written down, he would have passed it. He sees a woman, he touches the woman gently and knows the position of the baby. Sometimes he says, this woman, the baby is getting so fat, you need to take some herbs that will make you lose weight and the baby lose weight, so that in the end you will deliver hitch-free. Sometimes he touches them too and tell whether the baby is lying bridge or not, and she will begin to massage. But because of the environment she existed in, and she has no vision helpers, and who could clerk and write down what she was doing, she died with it. And when she died with it, thank God that orthodox means came. Apart from that, it would have been a problem because he wouldn't have good succession or successors. Then I want to talk about vision pursuit. You cannot pursue your vision without setting goals. This kind of thing happened to me when I was given 5 years to do research and conclude my doctorate degree. But they gave me something, a nugget that was very interesting. The school, they say if I can complete this research in 2.5 years out of the 5, that my tuition will be half. So I set a goal. I did the first research and saw that it was good. I checked the number, the time it took me. Then I told myself, I have to divide this vision into phases, into bit by bit, stage by stage. And I was able to calculate if one stage can take me 2 months, another stage, another 2 months. By the time I'm able to consume 1 year and 6 months, I am done. So I started working on these goals. And when I started working on this goal, I discovered that I was making progress. That encourages me. I kept on working. Believe you me, what I budgeted to be executed in 1 year and 6 months, I was able to finish it in 8 months because I set goals and I divided my vision into stage by stage, phase by phase. Then another thing I want to talk about in setting goals is that you have to make room for vision helpers and vision builders. If vision helpers is not accommodated and vision builders, you alone cannot do anything. There is a saying that one can chase 1,000, but two can chase 10,000. So if somebody you can trust and he has experience and is an expert in the area you want to concentrate, if you consult that person and tell the person the whole truth and allow the person to help you, you get to where you want to go. Another thing is that you have to employ a high level of honesty and good moral standard. You see, there is a temptation to crook things up. I remember that time I would have gone to internet and go and search out for works of people. And then I will then download them and go and submit as my work. But who knows? I might as well download the work of the professor who is going to mark my paper. For instance, if I go and download the work of Dr. Michael SteelE and I pass it in his table, once he reads 2 lines, he will know that this is his work. And then what do you think I will get? 0. Our brother Olukoya encouraged me a lot when he was talking about when he was asked to do something, employ 5,000. And some people at him and say, employ only 500. What happened to the remaining 4,005? Don't worry, we will take care of it. And we will give you some millions. Knowing that he needed financial balance, he may have been tempted to comply with them and then compromise. But because he has a vision of where he is going, and he told himself he wasn't going to, that he's not working only in that cleaning of environment, that he is going somewhere. And when they saw that this one was little, what did they do? They gave him a bigger offer. 1 whole bouncing billion. That was quite tempting. It's a man that has a strong sense and strength of character not to compromise in the pursuit of vision. You know, the vision of everybody is to get out of poverty, to leave a room for your children not to see the hell you saw. But there is a saying that if you can't beat them, join them. You might be tempted to reason and think in that line of action, but it will not help you because you know where you're going. And perhaps there is a saying, woe unto he that calls good bad and bad good. Because you want to get somewhere, you try to manipulate figure. Why not be original? Why not do the things the right way? You can as well, in your lifetime, make the money that you stole without stealing it. Which means you can steal your own blessing yourself, and in the end, you end up being a thief. Work hard and pursue your vision. Sell your vision to yourself and sell it to your vision helpers. And then you will see your vision go through. On this note, when you sell your vision through, you will create a legacy that will live long after you are gone. We are still talking about Michael Faraday. And I believe that is what the kind of vision that Dr. SteelE has, that he says is 100, that this class of steel is going to last for 100 years in future, which means he wasn't trying to make it to be 5 years, 10 years. Even if you add 50 years from the one he has right now, he may not be sure that he will be more than 60 years from now. But he's able to create this vision, bring people in that will make it to run, even when he's gone. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I would like to give room and pave way for Your Excellencies in the House, in the class of steel, to add value to this my presentation, as I have no capacity or intention to exhaust this subject because I know it is vast. If I try to exhaust it, then means I am trying to tell somebody that I am an almighty, which is far. I can never be an almighty. Life are in phases and men are in sizes. I am still in the learning stage. And I believe in the same subject, given another opportunity next time, I might do better. And doing better will come from the values that everyone in the house has put to this. Because I know these are the great people that have potentials and they have intellectual capacity. And that is why I decided to work with them in the first instance. And then I talked about flexibility. So I am being flexible right now for us to add value to this, that in the end, we will make the world a better place. Because of the vision we set in motion, which continues to run, we will be remembered when we are gone. Thank you very much. I remain blessed. I now give room. Yeah. Yes, sir. You can unmute yourself. I'm not hearing you clearly. Yeah, I leave to the moderator. I leave the stage for the moderator to bring in the people that can give take in this presentation.
All right, I'm just checking. Can everybody hear me? Am I being heard?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear you now, sir.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
No, okay. Well, first thing, thank you so very much for your submission. I think you have done us proud this evening with your submission. And all right.
Hello, no sound coming in. I can't hear a thing.
Dr. US, can you please just take over while we await Bishop Steele?
Sorry. Yes. Do you want me to carry on until? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm suggesting that, sir. While we await Dr. Steele to join back in.
Right. Yes, we just thank our our Excellency Dr. Charles for such inspiration on the topic we discuss and the challenges regarding vision and your testimonial adding on to your presentation. I know it's a communicator thing. There's one of the things I like to put a little, the British would say, put the spanner in the works and to put a little spark to it, Dr. Charles. I would just like to ask regarding vision. Can your vision be stolen? Can your vision be kidnapped? Can your vision be taken away with somebody else, your ideas, or the vision is with you? It's like a woman who is pregnated, she conceived, carried a child for 9 months, and then she birthed the child. When you have a vision, you conceive with the vision, and your vision wouldn't be like somebody else's vision. However, I know with a woman who conceives, she can have miscarriage. Within vision, can you elaborate, sir? Can we have a miscarriage within vision, making the goals, the aims, the things that you wanted to do, you have a miscarriage within the vision, if I can put it that way. So can you unmute and tell me, elaborate on that, sir, for me, sir?
Yeah, Your Excellency, you can have a miscarriage in vision. There are several factors that can cause miscarriage in vision.
Right.
Environmental factor, and then discouragement.
Right.
Health as well. Like I said, that the graveyard becoming the richest place where people have their vision. It was a vision that was miscarried.
Yes, yes.
And then the vision can be stolen.
Right.
I remember there was somebody that won a Grammy Award. After 5 years, they discovered that the song with which he won Grammy Award, that he actually stole it from somebody.
Wow.
He was stripped off. And then the one that made me to cry was one American splinter. He won 4 gold medals in one Olympics. Only after 10 years plus, one thing happened and the other, and she confessed that she used performance enhancement drug. She was called back. And the whole legacy she created crashed on her face. She stole somebody else's vision. So vision can be stolen. And that is why we need wisdom in dispensing our visions. We must search, think for the people that we trust who can help us in this vision. Though you know that life is all about risk, don't envision risk as well.
Right.
But nowadays, I think when you start working on a vision and you start running the vision, you can actually register the vision, and if anybody steals it, you will still have intellectual property of that vision. And that is what we call copyright.
Yes.
I remember there was a time I wrote some poem in poetry.com. What they did immediately, they received my work. They searched and discovered that nobody has done that work before. They registered me, the copyright. One publishing company wrote me that they want to put my work in the book they are publishing, Hall of Fame. I have to write them back and tell them that I give them the authority to do so. So if that work was not registered, then somebody can just take it.
Yes, yes.
Change my name and go and become famous. Even if I come and you say this is my work, it will be my word against his. And they will accuse me of being a gold digger because I see that this person has made it, want to come and claim his work, saying it was my work. They will ask me, where were you since? What steps have you gone with this work? Did you register it in copyright? I believe that scientists have research copyright while they are working. So is your question answered?
Yes, sir, you've answered the question. Thank you very much. So over and above. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Dr. Michael back? Is there any other ambassador who would like to bring forth a question or any take regarding vision?
Yeah, I would like to ask a question along the line of what you've already asked, Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers. If I'm okay to go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Once again, good evening to all the excellencies in the house and all those participating in their various locations. The subject vision is very interesting. And I've taken on board some of the rudiments of visions presented by Dr. Charles. It's such a reminder and it's such a refreshment. However, it is true you mentioned registering our vision to ensure that it's not stolen. But there are instances where the soul has been wounded because of a lost vision, not lost in transit, but lost in conception. And by that I mean, when you have great people around you, the conception can be given birth to. But when you don't have great people around you, the vision can be terminated. You rightly mentioned there are a lot of unbettered visions in the graveyard. We can never tell the reasons for all of that. Chances are, if we knew the reasons why some ended in the graveyard, we might even kick ourselves in the backside, like we say back home here, And so my question is pessimism and vision. And this is one key thing that I've had to struggle with. When I talk to friends, when I talk to myself in the workplace, I don't know about back home in Nigeria, but when you work here and your status quo is not such that you can say anything, whatever you bring across the organization is poured down the drain. I mean, that can be endured, but once it is within one's home parameter and coming from one's own relative, people who are so dear and so close to you, how do you get over it? We see the same case with Joseph. How do you get over that pessimism if your people around you cannot believe you and you don't have the scope to find people to help you give birth to your vision? How do you manage your vision until such time as heaven smiles on you? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. There's one saying that says, do not be sluggish, do not be lazy, but be you imitators of those who through faith and patience obtain that which is promised. Vision can never be without challenges, but your optimistic view concerning your vision, because it is yours. People have right to buy your vision or not to buy it. The people close to you may not buy your vision, but even though they didn't buy it yourself. Believe in yourself. Have patience. Walk. Believe. One day, you will meet somebody who will run along the line of your vision. Like I met you guys today. You remember the first question I asked you the other day you finished this? I asked you, are you a teacher? You said no. Another thing that entered me is that this must have been somebody who will work in the media very well as a presenter. You have a potential that I've been longing for, to flock with. And it took me patience. If I tell you, since I begin to search for the people that we believe the things I believe in, situations, circumstances, one day I will tell you the story of my life, how I got to the level of education I got. Because everything about me was negative. It negates everything, but I still believed in the vision that I was going to be educated. But before I know what is happening, the jigsaw puzzle begin to fall into place. So faith and patience is all you need when you are facing that situation. Thank you very much. I hope I tried.
Thank you very much. Yes, faith and patience will keep me going until I give birth to that vision in double measures. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, ma.
Is Dr. SteelE, are you back?
Your Excellency, I am back and I am enjoying the class.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so very much, Architect Olusegun Olukoya, for jumping in and spearheading the initiative for His Excellency Dr. Ewers to proceed and go forward in his right and his ability as Chief of Protocol. I am smiling behind the scenes because we're going somewhere, we're building something, and I'm watching all of you manifesting that which we're building and that where we're going. Because when I drop out for whatever reason, I am not intimidated. I'm not even bothered. The technology does not intimidate the class of SteelE any longer, because without me, the class of SteelE will survive. The class of SteelE will make it, because I am assured and I'm very confident that all of you here, like electricity was put in place by Franklin and Volta and everybody else played their part, because it was given an opportunity for them to add value to what already existed. I want to thank Dr. Charles. Dr. Charles, a wonderful, wonderful presentation this evening. I took copious notes. I know most of you think that I am sat distracted, but I'm a student as well as a mentor. When you jumped into imaginative composition, I was smiling because in some of my background teaching, imaginative composition is necessary to get you to the next level. I looked at when you talked about writing down the vision, and I said yes, and I'm smiling. Then you talked about finding accountability, which is very important. But you mentioned being flexible as well, and flexibility is necessary. And then you also made a very, very critical point when you talked about looking for a conducive environment, or should I say, looking for an environment that is going to be good for breeding ground for success, a conducive environment. And Dr. Charles, you've not surprised me. You've blessed me. And as a matter of fact, while you were sharing equally, I was growing. I was growing to the place where I want to share some thoughts with you, if you will allow me, with the class, with us. I sat here and a lot of you are recognizing that there are just a few of us, but I hope that all of you are like me minded, that it is not a few of us. It's a few billion individuals that are privy to the class of SteelE. It's a few billion. What do I mean by that? You see, I don't sit down with 6 and 7 persons. I sit down with an opportunity to speak to nations. When I ask for you to speak in the class of SteelE, I'm giving you an opportunity to speak to nations. But did you see it? Did you recognize it? Did you recognize that with these videos being recorded and live on YouTube, you're speaking to nations? See, a lot of individuals are trapped with large audiences right in front of them. And they lose focus on the fact that the walls have ears. The song that you shout from the privacy of your walls, there are ears that are hearing you. And the class of SteelE is focused on speaking to nations. I don't need to go to the nations by myself by getting up and walking out of my room. These messages will do it for us. We have over 100 videos that are on YouTube. A lot of individuals says, oh, why are you doing this all the time? You're paying for Zoom, you're paying for all of these. Why do you do it? I'm doing it because we are speaking to nations. And if we open our mouths and give the nations what the nations want, somebody's going to see it and say to that person, there's a person that spoke a message, you need to hear it. I want to challenge all of us in the class of SteelE to remain focused on the fact that you are doing a great impartation on the ways individuals think, on the ways individuals maneuver and go forward. You are making an impact, class of SteelE. You are. Minister Ewers, you're making an impact. Every time you sit here, do not see 10 and 15 persons. Don't, if that's what you've been doing, you missed it. If that's what you've been doing, you missed it. I know that Dr. Charles, right? I know that Dr. Charles sees the nations when he speaks. I know that ONYECHI sees the nations when he speaks. And every time you show up, the nations hear you. I don't want to boast and brag about anything because everything is based on trial and error. Everything is based on working hard and getting results. Sometimes it's not the results you want, but it's all about working hard and being flexible. As Dr. Charles rightly said, flexibility gives us the ability to weather storms that rigidity would cause us to break in. Ooh, I like that. I made that up just now. Flexibility gives us an ability to weather storms that rigidity will cause us to break in. See, when a building is standing tall, it gives a little bit. It's designed that way, to give a little bit. Architect ONYECHI would know what I'm talking about. Buildings are designed to move. Most people don't even realize that. But if a building is built like this, when the winds blow against it, the winds will blow and push. And the only thing that will happen is it will break. Rigidity causes us to break. But when we have that ability to be flexible, see, when it pushes us, we come back. So you can't break us because we sway with you. Your vision. Minister Ewers, you asked a very interesting question. Can somebody steal your vision? Yes. Yes. How do you stop people from stealing your vision? How do you stop people from stealing your vision? Now it's weird. There's an aspect of a vision that you need to write. But I want to give you a secret. There's an aspect of your vision that you rehearse in their ears. I'll say that again. There's an aspect of your vision that you write. And those that find it, they can steal it. But there's an aspect of your vision that you rehearse in their ears. You don't write it. You rehearse it in the few ears and grant them stewardship of that vision. Because when they run, everybody asks, why are you running? And you just simply say, I know why I am running. Wave at me if you get what I just said. Wait, just give me a little wave. You see, this system wants you to document everything. I am so sorry for those who think they're going to get the vision of the class of SteelE. You're not going to get it. You know who has the vision for the class of SteelE? ONYECHI, Minister Ewers, Zionist Amaka Curry, Adeola, Dr. Charles, my wife, who by now I think we have spoken as if we've been together for maybe 75 or 80 years, the amount of talking that we do together. My goodness. My wife and I, we share so much, talk so much. The vision of the class of SteelE will go on for 100 years. I had a very interesting conversation with my son, 7 years old. And my son, I asked him what he wants to be when he grows up. My son says he wants to be like in the class of SteelE. My son said, Daddy, I want to be like you in the class of SteelE. I says, what do you mean? Talking to people. I says, you like talking to people? He says, yes, Daddy. Who's stealing your vision? Who's building your vision? Ask yourself the question. Who's stealing your vision? But who's building your vision? You see, banks throw out great initiatives. I'm going to give £50,000 to the best project. And everybody shows up with their project to the bank. Everybody. And somebody tells you, oh, you don't have enough information. You need to put some more information. You know why they do that? Because they don't have no vision. They need one. And they're willing to pay £50,000 to get 500 ideas. You see, there's something about me that I tell individuals, I'm not a beggar. Anything I do, I know it's going to take time. You see, if I wanted, I can sit down, and my wife will tell you, I could sit down and in 24 hours, I can put together a 100-year vision for the class of SteelE. 24 hours. But answer me a question. Why would I want to do that if I'm not looking for anybody's money? Why would I want to do that if I know that Minister Ewers and Zionists and the people that are here know exactly where I'm going? And if I die and the vision for the class of SteelE dies, you want the honest truth? All of you have been wasting your time sitting in front of me. All of you and others. You've wasted your time. Because you see, the vision of the class of SteelE is to give relevant, credible information to those out there who cannot afford it otherwise. Make it available to them. Give them a way to get relevant, credible information. Dr. Charles, I want to appreciate you profusely. It is just such great appreciation for this evening's session. Your eloquence, your poetic voice, your calm. I endorse it and I embrace it. And I want to say that there's another arm of the class of SteelE that my wife has been pushing me to start, that I'm going to start very soon. And that is going to be with the live discussions that we are going to be doing on relevant subject matters. Dr. Charles, would you like to be a part of a panel where we would just sit down and have these open talks? Just talk.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you always, all along, all the way.
You and I, we will just have a show on maybe a day during the week where we would just sit down on Facebook Live and we would just talk about relevant subjects, not preaching as y'all. No.
Yeah. You know, I didn't preach today.
I know I'm talking a lot, which I do normally, so that's fine. A lot of you are accustomed to me know that I do a lot of talking. It's normal. Sometimes my wife look at me after class and see I have other meetings and she thinks, hon, I could never do what you do.
Wow.
But the class of SteelE is going to take you where you want to go. It is going to take you to that place where you tell the world what is in you. What have you learned? What have impacted you? What have frustrated you? What have broken you down that is breaking down many others, but they don't know how to stand up under it? But you're standing, which means that you have relevant information to share that can save somebody's life. Why wouldn't you want to save somebody's life with the knowledge that you have? Architect Olukola, please give your take on the subject this evening. Architect Olusogun Olukoya.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I want to salute our mentor, His Excellency Bishop Michael SteelE, our Chief of Protocol, Dr. Donald US, our sister Zioness Korea, and my wife, as well as Dr. Charles, our resource person tonight, and Chukwuemeka, and Bishop Comfort as well. I want to first say that, wow, that's a very deep, well-researched, and also articulate line of discussion. And you will see that a lot of work has gone into that presentation, which goes to show that as a PhD holder, he has really proven his worth. And I love the way that he dissected the entire topic and made it so simple that whether you are a primary school student or graduate or a professor, you will still connect with what he is saying or he has taken us through. And honestly, I love the way he was picking his points one after the other and relating them and also building them to the point where he took us to and how he related them to the class of SteelE as well as the vision of the class of SteelE. Just like Bishop said, you are actually not speaking to those of us that are here, you are speaking to the world. And except if we want to deceive ourselves, this thing is already out there. And you cannot withdraw it, because some people have already saved it. There are a lot of people that watch it, you know. So well done, Dr. Charles. And I want to say that vision, just like you have shared, is all encompassing. And you must be able to break your vision into achievable goals, just as you have shared with us tonight. The only thing I just want to add to what you have shared is what we stand for in the class of SteelE. No matter how beautiful and how lovely your vision is, the moment you give up, that's the end of the vision. And once you give up, there's nothing anybody can do. But if you believe in your vision and you stay true to your vision, no matter how unlikely to happen that vision may look, that vision will surely come to pass. And I have realized that a lot of people, because they don't understand who we are and what the class of SteelE stands for, they are not able to see the bigger picture. I have seen, I saw class of SteelE the first day I joined the class of SteelE. And the first class that I attended, Bishop SteelE was talking about money and currency. And I just said, come, who is this man that is speaking with so much audacity, with so much confidence, with so much depth? This is a man that knows where he's going. And he is worthy to be followed. And you see, vision, when you don't give up on your vision, it means that you have embraced your vision. And once you have embraced your vision, then it means that nobody can take it out of your bosom. It's like your hand, it's like part of you, it's like part of your body. Because vision can become a part of your body that you cannot shake away, you cannot take off. And that is the importance of you fully being convinced of your vision. The class of SteelE, the 100-year vision is not an end. In other words, it is subject for review after 100 years. That's what we are saying. Now, those that will be there to review it, they will come pick it up. Just like you said that the vision ought to be written down so that others can pick it up and then look at the vision. And then look at how they can build on what is being laid. And that is why I celebrate the class of SteelE, because there are, and I say this word with all sense of responsibility, there are garbages that you cannot add to your foundation when you are building a vision. And that is why I am not surprised when some will come and they will not stay, because they must not be part of the foundation. Because once they are part of the foundation and they become a minus to the foundation, then the entire thing we are going to build on it will collapse. And that is why if it is only 10 people that will lay the foundation of the class of steel, so be it. But one thing I want to tell you is that we are talking of materials. We are talking of formidable people. We are talking of people that when you look, one of them is more than a nation. That's what we are talking about. So the class of steel vision is not building mediocres, because I know that an individual can become a nation. So when we have 10 individuals that each one is a nation, you are not talking of 1 million people. You are talking of millions and billions of people. And that is what I see. Because there are some people, they are just an individual. There are some people, they are an institution. There are some people that they are a nation. And there are people that they are a strong nation. And that is why when you compare the UK and, sorry to say, one tiny nation in the world, you can't compare them because one is a nation, one is a strong nation. So when you look at the kind of vision we are talking about, is a vision that will outlive us. And that is why I do not regret being part of the class of steel. And I want to salute you, sir, Bishop Steele. Yes, there are all kinds of funny things that may come up. You hear all kinds of things and all of that. They are just distractions because they are afraid of what you will become and what class of steel will become. And that's why you see all kinds of opposition. If this thing will not work, sir, there will not be opposition. I can assure you that. If it was not going to work, if it was not going to shake the world, there won't be opposition. People will just ignore you and leave you and let you be making your noise there. But why you are facing, and the class of steel is facing all it's facing, is because of the impact that class of steel is coming to make. And there are people that must not be part of it. And I repeat it, I say it with all sense of responsibility. And you have taught us well, and you have taught us to speak the truth at all times. And when we are speaking the truth, we should stand by it and be ready to defend it, if it will mean defending it even with our lives. So I believe that we will pursue our goal, we will pursue our vision, and just as Dr. Charles has said, and he has shared this evening, our dreams, we will not allow anybody to steal it. Sir, don't be surprised. Very soon, you begin to hear class of this, class of that, class of that, class of that, all over internet. Very soon. Very soon. Why? Because people don't like the original. They don't like to be the one to start the original because it's difficult. But they would rather copy and then try to run down the other one that is the original and then present themselves as the original one. So don't be surprised when you begin to hear class of something tomorrow. It all have this reference to the class of steel because it's novel, it's new. And that's the thing about vision. And people will fight it just to suppress it so that they can now come to the scene and now appear as if they are the one that initiated it in the first place. So you are doing a good job, sir. And Dr. Charles has encouraged you tonight, and we are also with you. And Dr. Charles, well done once again. We are very proud of you. And like you said, you are in the right place. You have men of like minds. And I am proud to be a member of the class of steel. And I am Architect Olukoya Olusegun, member of the class of steel, youth director. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, for your submission. As a matter of fact, I celebrate when I see your son and daughter and your wife in the class of steel among the youth, because I can assure you that those young people are going to make a serious impact globally. And you just want to make sure that your youth, your young people, your seed does not miss out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well
And it's
done.
because I believe in the class of SteelE, that's why I'm bringing them on board.
Well done, sir. Well done. My son is 6 years old and he's here. When you see,
Yes, sir.
I allow him to be in the videos and let you see him, because you see the videos that he's shaking at right now at 6 years old. Those who laugh and jeer 20 and 30 years from now, when he's managing an empire, he's going to say, hey, look at that antique video with me. So we look forward to what's happening. Chukwemeka, good evening, Chukwemeka. What is your take on the class this evening? What are you taking home?
Good evening, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael SteelE.
Good evening.
And good evening, Dr. Charles. And thank you for wonderful presentation. And good evening to all the excellencies here present. Dr. Charles has done a great work again today, just like every other person always does, or always do in the class of SteelE. It's very wonderful. He has analyzed the certain visions and goals systematically. He did a systematic job on that, and everything has been contributed aligned. But there's something that I want to take home, and it's the aspect of, everything started from you work to resolve all wounds. You understand it's not all about yourself, coming down. But the aspect of finding accountability is where I want to focus this night. The aspect whereby, because along the way or along the line, some things might happen, some obstacles might occur, there might be some failure in achieving the vision and the goal. So there is need to always sit and take stock. Where am I coming from? Where I am now, and where am I going? Am I still on the track? Have I derailed? Or is there any adjustments that I need to do? If there are failures, which process actually did I follow that yielded this dead end? And where do I improve on? Or which process am I going to develop to enable me to get to the end result, which I have seen? So there is need to inculcate this and bear it in mind at all times. We take note of everything we are doing, be accountable with it. If possible, document milestones achieved. And as he rightly said, Dr. Charles, you segregate as we segregate it. When you achieve one, you document. If you achieve another, you document. If something didn't go well, you document the process that led to that result, so that you will not repeat the same old process that gave an error or caused a failure. So that's the aspect that struck me so much. Every other thing is systematic and well understood. But this is where I just want to contribute this night. The need to always take stock, probably, and most importantly, document them, so as not to repeat errors and be in a cycle. Thank you, Your Excellency, for the opportunity.
Thank you so very much, Chukwemeka, for your submission. Chuka, I want you to start getting ready, because I also am going to want for you to have an opportunity to let us know what is inside of you. So I want you to start focusing on being suited and booted, so that we can see you when you're in the class, and prepare yourself, because we will soon be calling on you to share from your wealth of experience and expertise as well.
All right, Your Excellency.
Don't think you're just going to sit in class and be a sponge and just get fat. You have what we need to grow as well. So we're gonna feed off of you as well.
All right, Excellency.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency Adeola Alukoya, please share your thought this evening on the submission.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening to all the Excellency in the house. And I really want to appreciate this evening Dr. Charles, for this talk today. It's something that is very important for every one of us. When he began, he said something. He said that, a man who does not have a vision is not going anywhere. And that's just the fact. It's just like a physical vision. A man who cannot see where he's going will definitely fall or will not be able to go, beyond where he or she, where he is. And it's the same thing with us. So I just, when he was saying, when he was talking to us, I jotted out, some things, and I know that I'm going to look at them very well. There is no way you have a vision and you will not write it down. Even, the word of God I believe in, say the same thing. It said, write the vision, write it down, and run with it. So if a man does not write, the vision God has given to him, he will definitely lose it. It can be stolen away from him. It can be forgotten because nothing around him is moving him. It's motivating him to pursue the vision. And another thing that struck me when he was talking was when he was saying that, don't limit yourself. I always hear this saying that, if your vision is not bigger than you, then it's nothing. Your vision has to be bigger than you. And then that's where you need, someone bigger than you to help you to achieve it. So we don't limit ourselves. You don't say, hey, can I achieve this? Can I do this? Or will I be able to do that? No. And, vision is not something that you get now and then you complete it immediately. It's a process. It has to be step by step. And if that step is not followed, that vision will not be accomplished. He also said that a vision needs a conducive environment, and it's true. So, when he was saying that, I was picturing, this parable given in the Bible, where seed were sown, and some seed fell on the thorny part. The seed fell on the hard rock. The seed fell on different places, and they were choked because that thorny part wasn't a conducive environment for that seed to grow. That pathway wasn't a conducive environment for those seeds to grow. But the seed that fell on the good ground, they grew and brought good fruit. So the same thing with our vision. When we have a vision, we have to allow it. We have to be in a conducive environment for that vision, to grow. And there was something else he said, which I wrote down. He says, spend time with people of the same mind. Because if you don't spend time with people who have the same vision or who are working on the same path with you, they will discourage you from fulfilling that vision. A lot of people will discourage you from fulfilling that vision. And, I think when he was saying something, I just remember that sometimes, your vision, you need to know who you share your vision with. Because if you share your vision with people who are not going anywhere, that vision will not go beyond that place. So we must mind the kind of people we share our vision with. We must mind the kind of environment we find ourselves. We must find the kind of people we move with. And, just a little addition to what he has said. We can't fulfill vision by our own self. No. We need God to help us to fulfill the vision. And that is why, as God has spoken to you, you pray and ask for strength and have faith. Thank you very much for allowing me to give my take on this. Thank you. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency Adiola, for your submission, and again, well detailed. And I hope that we appreciate the value of commenting and repeating and everybody sharing their perspective, because when somebody comes, they get to sense more value from what the speaker have shared. And that's why I'm not going to allow the class of SteelE to be somewhere where I just come and speak and turn off and go, because there's a whole lot more than I can put on the table, or Dr. Charles or any of us alone can do. We all need each other. And I believe that each of us have value to add to every discussion that is presented. Your Excellency, Dr. Comfort Adu out of Ghana, I know you came, you were in travels while the class was going on, but just greet us this evening and say your hi to the class this evening. Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu out of Ghana.
Hi to everyone. Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael SteelE. And I say hi to all the excellencies in the house. It's a pleasant thing to come to class. One thing, today I forgot about it. Your Excellency, please forgive me, because I was so much involved in so hectic things that were going up and down. And I needed to talk to His Excellency about some issues that I have gathered, and I think it will help us for our program in Ghana. And then all of a sudden, I saw that he was not answering my text messages. And I said, what is going on? Then my brother-in-law, who was sitting next to me in the car, said, you forgotten something. I said, yes. The class, I said, how can I forget? Because it is meat to me. What should I say? It's warm heartening, because we meet our family around the table. So I was thinking that there's something missing. As I was sitting like, there's something missing. And that is the class of SteelE for you. If you miss it, you are not the same. That is why I love the class. One thing, though I did not hear what was being discussed, but later on, as the submissions are coming up, I believe you were talking about vision. Vision is something that is very, very slippery. It just drops into your system. And that's what the Bible says, that you must write it down and run with it, because it can get off your hands. And much as we know that there are people we call vision killers and vision stealers and vision disheartening people, you should know that if we have all these qualities attached to the word we call vision, then it means it is very, very important matter. If you don't have a vision, it's not worth living. Because most often I ask myself, why am I living if I'm not able to fulfill what God has put in my hands? It's not worth living. I remember one time I told God that, Lord, you did not spare my life for me to eat banku and fufu and all those nice, tasty food, or to go about getting myself nicely dressed, but I'm here for a purpose. The purpose that the Lord gave to Joseph, despite the fact that his brethren tried to steal or to stop his vision from coming to fruitful, he held on to it. You understand? And I think somebody was also talking about how to be careful in sharing your vision. It's very, very true. I've encountered some before, but a time will not permit me to say a whole lot of things. But I'm saying that if we don't have a vision, look for it. And I believe the vision may be there, but because you have not written it down and you have not run with it, you have forgotten about it. And don't allow your vision to be choked by the season of the world. But the world will never change. The world will continue to be in a state that one will think about that. Why am I even pursuing this, and will it be successful? Things are never going to be as easy as we think of. But when we follow up with the vision that God has given to you, because it's God who is helping you to fulfill that vision, you will be able to achieve what He has given to you. And it will become very easy for you. And people will be crying that the world is getting too hard. I can't do this, I can't do that. Because they don't know their vision. They haven't found it. And even if they have found it, they are not running with it. They are looking elsewhere. So on this note, I'll say that thank you, Your Excellency, our mentor, for bringing the class of SteelE. No, I don't know, but I must confess, I was reading some part of what is on the website, and it was said that still sharpening steel. And I don't know when it was put on the website, but I don't know if some of you have also noticed. It said still sharpening steel. And that is the vision that he's carrying out. We are being sharpened, those of us who are getting old, and those of us who are getting younger, because we are being sharpened. We are being sharpened so that we will get younger and get more strength to move ahead and complete what God has given us. So if you're in the class of SteelE and you look at your age, you are troubling yourself. But there is a sharpener that is sharpening our edges so that our edges will be straightened enough to pierce into the darkness, to pierce into the hardness of the world. Thank you, Your Excellency, and Her Excellency Jeannie. The Lord richly bless you. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, I sat here and you can see my cheeks are getting fatter, and my joy is becoming full, because I remember in the earlier days, your challenges with getting online and the difficulties, and we couldn't see you and couldn't hear you. And I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful for progress. I'm thankful that when we discover purpose, when we discover this is where I want to make an impact, we position ourselves for impact. We position ourselves to do that. And all of you, with your time, Olukoya is always in meetings and different places, but he's still there. Adiola and Chukwemeka, all of us here, we're becoming like a family. Even Zionists, when Zionist is coming home, I mean, I smile when I see Zionists is driving. I'm not saddened or discouraged, because I see that our family is coming together in the sitting room, and everybody wants to get to the sitting room together. And I think that beyond anything else, that's what we're accomplishing in the class of SteelE. a place where individuals who are locked in the four walls, some by themselves and some with their ideas and their dreams without an idea of how to get them manifested. But then you come and you sit in your front house, in your sitting room, and you're able to have a conversation with like minds. All of you in the class of SteelE, I appreciate you so much. Zionist Wakari out of UK. Zionist, do you want to say a final thing before I close? Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers, you have a final take as well, Zionist and Dr. Ewers. We're in the UK together. Any final take from you, Zionist?
Yes, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I've when I did ask Dr. Charles about the aspect of having pessimistic people around somebody with a vision. And the one key word he gave to me, the nugget, to use his own word, that I'm taking from this, is that of faith and patience. Keep that vision wrapped up warm. Keep it sizzling. Befriend it. Do not lose it out of your sight. And with faith and patience, destiny helper will come along and will be the midwife that will help to give birth to the vision. This is what I've taken, Your Excellency. Thank you and God bless you.
God bless you, Zionist. Have a fantastic evening yourself. And thank you so very much. You've lasted. You've lasted the whole class. I got your message, and I'm very proud of your efforts. I appreciate your efforts, Zionist. Well done.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. God bless you.
And you have a glow on you. You see it, the class just does that to us.
The glory of the Lord.
Definitely. Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers, your take and final word before we close. We're going to close.
Yes, sir. Just to say, well done. Everything is well said and over and done, and it's fantastic to be in the class of SteelE. And I was just reminiscing in the mind for those who came in and dropped out and didn't stay for the end product of the class of SteelE, didn't stay to develop. And when we look back, you know, there's a songwriter who used to say, draw back the curtains of memory of now and then. And when we sort of look back and going back into memory lane, and, you know, all precious memories, how they linger. And so we have a lot of memories to go back with the class of SteelE, with the vision, and people will come with all their different agenda. And also that what we have experienced, that people come with their agenda. And when their agenda is not fulfilled, they say, oh, this is not for me. And so some of them lose out on that. But, you know, to just add on to Dr. Charles and, you know, the fantastic presentation is that when you look on somebody, you know, if we're being more current, is like President Biden. President Biden just celebrated his 79th birthday. No, when 79, he was born 1942, the 20th of November, 79. You would have said he had a vision that one day he wanted to become a president. Can you imagine at 79? And apparently he wanted to maybe even run for another 4 years. And so with the vision of the class of SteelE, sir, you just turned 50. You have a whole time. Look at the president of the world we live into. 79 years of age. He had a vision. And one of his sons died, and he promised the son before this he died that he will go another try to get the presidency, which he did. And finally, just to add on to that, talking about destiny helper, talking about networking, talking about vision. I had a phone call today with a friend of mine I met maybe nearly 30 years ago. I didn't even know he had my telephone number. And he's a producer. He's into producing books and all sorts of writing, etc. And I have a friend who has always wanted to write a book, but don't know the contact, don't know how to do, don't know how to start it. And I immediately just go in the archive of my mind and my brain to just forward the details to that friend. And he rang me back immediately and said, oh my God, my brother, I love you. How did you know to send it? And so we are here as destiny helpers. We are here to help somebody's vision, to help somebody to go across that road or that struggle or that bridge. And so when we have a vision, they always have, as Azani said about destiny helpers or the spirit of help, whatever you want to call it, there to help you to cross that road, to help you to reach your goal, to help you to reach your vision. Heaven bless you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. And we're going to close the class this evening. And in wrapping up, Dr. Charles, you've had all the accolades and the compliments, and your final word for the evening. What's it, Dr. Charles?
Yeah, I'm very grateful to you, Dr. Michael SteelE, and the members of this noble body, the class of SteelE. I think this is the dream I've been nursing for a long time. Even though I was asked to talk on this issue, I was able to bring the little way I can. But everybody came and rallied around me and added value to it. I think together we can go places. Remain blessed.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Charles. I'm going to wrap up this evening with a brief thought for all of us. Don't ever think that you've reached. Take that note. Don't ever think that you've reached, number one. Number two, don't ever think that you're the final authority on any subject. Never think you are the final authority on any subject. And don't ever become too angry at one of your critics that you don't take the time to hear what is irking them so much about you. Because that could be something that could either empower you, or it could be something that you would be able to tell others, don't allow this to fester in your hearing. I'll say that again. Your critics can either give you something that will empower you, or they can give you something that you need to make sure those that you're mentoring would never give hearing to that type of content. So even your critics have value in their opinions and their dialogue. The other thing I want to share with you, don't ever, ever judge advertisement. Never judge advertisement. Never. Some people say bad publicity is not good for you. I want to beg to differ. If you know that what you're doing is honorable and noble, you're doing it for a good cause, a good reason. One of the things that I have observed, I'm a young man, I'm still a young man. One of the things that I have observed is that truth will always, always, always come out. Unfortunately, or fortunately, sometimes it takes a long time, and we can be laughed at or mocked or jeered or ridiculed for a long time. Sometimes, unfortunately. But I promise you, if you weather the storm of criticism and ridicule in the face of your integrity and your character, one day you will come out on top, and everybody will look, and then you will be the very person that is going to be saying, please, it's okay. I know you meant it for bad, but God in heaven, the universe, the creator, my destiny meant it for good. They might have meant it for bad, but remember, your destiny helper is bigger than you. Don't forget that. Your destiny helper is bigger than you. And your destiny helper knows exactly what will give you that extra push of uniqueness. That those that are digging at it to pull you down don't realize they're not digging at something, they're building on something to make you stronger and better. My wife and I were having a conversation last night about 2 or 3 a.m. And I said to my wife, I says, darling, you know what's interesting? You see, individuals that are my mentors, some of them would say to me, why do you tell people you're divorced? Why do you tell people that you are a failure in this and that? I said, so that I get over it quicker, and when they tell it to me, they don't cause me to stumble. Because you can be assured the people that are your critics are not going to look for anything good about you to talk about. They will always look for something that will make others say, don't waste your time with him or her. And a lot of times those are our scars. A lot of you have been nursing your scars and bandaging them and trying to hide them. Stop it. Your scars are your stars if you understand how to use them. If you have gotten over those hurdles successfully, those are the stars that you have, those disappointments. And if you learn to speak of those disappointments with confidence, others will refuse to even talk about them. Why? Because the only reasons others will be talking about them is to pull you down. And they will find there is absolutely nothing to do to pull you down. So what do? They'll just stay in the breaches and watch you. That's all. I hope that you become the watched in the class of SteelE. I hope that your disappointments, your frustrations, your fears, your anxieties, I hope that you overcome them triumphantly. Not by others digging at them and you feeling the pain, but by you facing them yourself and recognizing they're not there for your pain, they are your claims to fame. They're not there for your pain, they are your claims to fame. I'm Dr. Michael SteelE, and on behalf of First Lady Jeannie SteelE and the management team of the class of SteelE, I celebrate you and I appreciate you and I love you dearly and I wish you well. Good night and God bless.
Good night, Your Excellency. Good night, everyone.
And good night, Your Excellency. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
everyone.
Guys.
Thank you very much.
God bless. Good night.
Dr. Comfort, I'm going to call you now. Don't worry, I will not forsake you. I'll call you now, Dr. Comfort.
Thank you. Yes, this.
Dr. Charles, thank you very much, buddy. Well done.
Bless you, sir.
Well